Welcome to selfdiscoverywisdom.com, formerly known as Self-Discovery Media. On these podcasts, you're going to hear people who speak from the heart. They've taken the journey in life. Many things have happened to them, but they've changed it to happening for them. And in their strength, their courage, they've discovered their abilities and their wisdom, and they are now sharing it here with you. Do enjoy each show. We bring it to you with love and knowing that it's going to help you on your journey of life. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of Sarah's View of Life, right here on selfdiscoverywisdom.com. So, I interviewed Colby Wilk this week. He is an empath, and he helps people understand what's blocking them so they know how to unblock it and be able to move forward. And a lot of the times we just don't know what's in our way. But before we even started our conversation, he said to me, "What's wrong? Your energy is low." And we took a break, and I went outside into the sun and listened to the rustle of the leaves and came back, and it had picked up a bit. But he said, "You're also so full of tears, uncried tears." And it made me think and made me acknowledge that, yes, I do have them. And it's almost like I've been taught not to cry. I don't even cry when I hear of someone's death. I cry at silly commercials. I cry at silly animal rescues and things like that. You know, it's silly things that bring out the tears, but I don't cry at things that are meaningful or the pain that I've carried or the sorrow. It's something that I've learned to suck it up. Why have I felt this way? Because I've always felt nobody's interested. And if nobody's interested, we're not going to share. I have always been there for other people's tears, other people's sorrow, other people's problems. And the last thing they want to know is that you need help too. But also, I know I care. But, you know, I am that empath. I know I care because that's the way I'm designed. But does that mean everybody else cares? A lot of the people just do not know how to cope with someone who bursts into tears. However, when I see somebody who heartfelt is sharing something that is so meaningful to them and they're so vulnerable and they're crying, choked up in the tears of what they're trying to reveal, I am heartwarmed by that. And I celebrate their vulnerability and their courage to express themselves in that way. So why can't I? You know that old adage, stop crying or I'll give you something to cry about. I don't know. Have I been a crier in my life? Have I learned to always suck it up? I know that most of the time the tears haven't been accepted. So I suppose it's just a condition. Or maybe it's me. Maybe I'm simply not a crier. But however, he picked up all the tears inside of me that need to come out. And you know what? I hear him. When I wrote my own book, Sarah's Self-Discovery to Soul Living, which is a spiritual reflections and stories and journey to the heart of soul loving, a lot of it in here kind of speaks to the journey. And I've had, tumultuous journey. I've certainly made some wrong decisions and chosen wrong partners and had troubles with self-worth and feeling less than. And it's all here. It goes from a haunted past, all of that, it is in here. But at the same time, it was yesterday, so to speak. It's not today. Hadn't I already cried these tears out? Hadn't I already let it go? Hadn't I already faced, whatever those demons were? And what are these tears that I carry now? And yes, maybe that where I thought I would be at this stage of life, I'm not. But at the same time, I'm somewhere that I'm very grateful to be at. So I think most life is a contradiction, isn't it? Most of life is saying one thing and meaning another, or that there are two sides to something and both sides can be right. I'm living here in beautiful Nanaimo, a home that my daughter and her husband bought for me. I have my two grandsons right here with the third one on the way. I see them at least twice a week, sometimes three, actually 3 times a week, sometimes four. I work 3 days a week. I have made a friend here. I'm getting out, or friends actually, and I'm getting out and in networking and meeting other people. But no, it's not where I thought I would be. I thought that my spiritual journey would take me further, that I would be doing something different. But I realized that everything has prepared me for to be this podcaster, which is now 13 years, and this week, 12 years of my own network. It's something that I realized is maybe because I don't have a partner with me, which I always thought I would have. I'm a person who loves and loves deeply. I come from a place of love and I give everything in love. And I'd love to have somebody that loved me for me, as quirky as I am, and that allowed me to love him for who he is and love us together. There is a difference there, folks. Love me for who I am, love himself for who he is. I love him for who he is. And we love us together. Because if he doesn't love himself, then he's not going to bring that love to the collective. If I don't love myself, I'm not going to bring my love to the collective. If I don't love him, it's going to be felt in the us. So if we both have love of self and then love of each other, and we bring that to the collective there, our union, then we truly are in a space of real love, love that where we embrace each other for who we are, why we are, and who we are as individuals and who we are as a couple. Now, I don't have that in my life. I don't belong to a church. I don't belong to groups. So it's really hard to meet people. But as he pointed out, Colby pointed out, I am perhaps sending a confusing message to the universe. Because, as Joel Gray, no, not Joel Gray, Billy Joel said, part-time lover, that's me. I love my home and my space and my way of living. So I'm not looking for someone to move in with me or me move in with them. However, someone to share times together, coffee, lunches, dinners, trips, celebrations, weekends. They've got their life, I've got my life, but we enjoy that time when we come together. Great conversation, good companionship, there to celebrate the wonderful things in life, but not needing to be with each other and in each other's space all the time. So when we're putting out to the universe what we want, I think we have to kind of draw the picture a little clarification. Yes, I would love to have love back in my life. I have it with my grandchildren, with my children, with friends, and most certainly the work that I do. But it's not the same as a partner's love. That's kind of what's missing. So I need to be very clear with the universe on what kind of love I want. And it is that kind of love. In each other's lives, enjoy each other's lives, but don't have to be there 24/7. His life, my life, our life, which all relationships should be. But for most people, it is living under one roof, where you still need to have your individualism, each of your own, interests or careers, and then who are you when you come together as an us? It's not completing each other, it's complementing each other. I would like to have somebody in my life where we complement each other, where we're both on the same wavelength when it comes to conversation, views, and values of life, where we both have the same giggle together. We be in the same room, each doing our own thing and feel each other's company, not feeling guarded, not feeling I have to change myself for someone, not trying to be less energy because they can't cope with it, or apologizing for who I am. Because I'm Popeye, folks, so I am what I am, and I ain't changing for nobody. Been there, done that, didn't work for either of us. So, yeah, I need to give the universe a very clear picture. But also, perhaps, I need to find a way to have a damn good cry. Now, as I said, it's funny things that make me cry. Um, if I see a death on a series or a movie, I'm sad, but I don't cry because I've learned to be tough in those times, to be strong. That goes way back into my childhood. So it takes something silly and or soppy or something like that that's going to make me cry. And then hopefully the tears will just flow, because when they do, they're just rather like a trickle of rain rather than a good downpour. I need a good downpour. I need to release all these tears of all the sorrow of the past and all the expectation of where I thought it would be. And you know, that's financially secure as well. That's always over my shoulder. And to cry about the losses, cry about the things I do have in gratitude, and release all that stuff that I seem to have been carrying around that I thought had gone, that just needed to be totally detoxed with a damn good cry. So, do we allow ourselves to have a good cry? Do we allow ourselves to invite love in or something in and we don't realize we're blocking it? Right? Colby beautifully kind of hopefully unblocked me on that because he went through his movements there, and hopefully you know that message I've been sending out to the universe is clearer now. And I will reiterate that message by painting that picture in my image of what I am looking for and being open in my aura to receive it. But you know, a lot of the time, we think we've got it all done and corrected, and we've been on that journey, and we still don't realize that there's still something there. And of course, if we're unaware, how can we care? And if we don't care, how do we rectify it? And once you are aware, you can't be unaware of what you're aware of anymore. So I have to address these tears. I have to address that I've been sending out mixed messages. I have to address that I have suppressed my energy, my divine energy, because I thought people can't cope with it. Instead, just be my energy, and they'll partake what they want to partake, and what they don't, they won't. So it's good sometimes to have somebody like Kobe walk, or other people that can show us what's in our way, what we are carrying that we're unaware we're carrying. When he said to me, "There's so many tears in your eyes," I felt it. And there's so many times my eyes have watered up, but they haven't spilled over. Apart from fact, I can be an ugly crier when we get down to it. But also it has always been that feeling of who cares? So, okay, don't cry in public. Have a damn good cry at home. Empty it all out. Or if somebody makes you cry in a positive way, not a harmful way, start your tears. It doesn't mean you have to go into the bucket. And sometimes we can't help it. It's just what happens. When I get into that very deep, ugly cry, it is generally because I've reached my limit and I'm in such distress and despair, I can't cope. And it's a gut cry. I know I need a good cry, but I don't want one of those. I just need a cry where the tears really do flow. And they take all that residual sorrow, all that residual expectation, all that residual something along with them, and let it wash out with the rain. And I'll find a way to have those tears. But I also will be clearer on what kind of partner I am looking for. and not be confusing. Because that is something we've also got to be aware of. Do we know within ourselves? Can we define in ourselves what we want? Now, I have verbalized that this is what I want, but in my heart and soul, was that the message I was sending out? And got to make sure that the heart and soul is in the same frequency as the mind, and that we're very, very clear in what we're sending out. And then in trust, and not in hurry up universe, but in trust, just wait. Pay attention to the signs of life, and wait until it guides me to where it needs me to be to meet said person. Or if it's a career, to find the right job, or if it's to find the right client, or to find the right role, to find something. Be very clear on what you're putting out and why. Right? If it's like, I want to be rich and famous and adored, sorry, that's outside living, not inside living. But if you're coming from the inside and say, I wish my love to be reciprocated in the same way that's given, honestly, truly, authentically, organically. And that's the kind of love that you put out. That's the kind of message you're putting out. Then now the universe is really picking up on the right vibration. They always say, be careful what you ask for, because you may get it and it's not what you defined, right? And we've also got to be careful from where we're asking it. Is it the head desires, or is it the heart and soul alignment? It's the spirit talking here. Because when that's speaking, then it's really speaking from truth. I am so blessed. I have this home. I love sitting on my deck, which is right outside my office window. The rustle of the leaves, which are the trees, all the multiple color trees, all the greens all around me. Monkey puzzle tree, my garden in full bloom, flowers all around my deck, sun beating down. I just love it. I love my little grandkids coming over, my daughter and my son-in-law this weekend. My son and his wife is coming. Now the daughter pops in from here and now. And I'm very, very blessed. I'm very blessed to do what I do, because this is my 12th year with my network, 13 years of doing this, and I love it. I get to interview some exceptional people who have had some extraordinary journeys and that are here to share that wisdom and that illumination with you. And it really is quite exemplary. I've had 3 fantastic guests already this week. I have been a part of these books, for those who are watching the video behind. My book that I produced, Our Forgotten Children, and contributed to Chapter 2, an anthology, collective chapters on the raising of our children. The Mission Accepted 262, which is all about 262 women who are contributing into the book some wisdom and about illumination and supporting of each other. The Dare to Live Fearlessly, about facing your fear and fearlessly going after what you want. My own book, Sarah's Self-Discovery to Soul Living, and another book I was in. I'm not selfish, I'm just not easily manipulated. I put my own book out, which took us some time to do. And actually, I do need to put it out because the format didn't go out properly. The Our Forgotten Children took 5 years to do because of the alignment of the people, and things that kept getting in the way. I'm about to, I am now looking for authors for Our Forgotten Seniors. And I've learned I can't push. All of a sudden, the right people will come to the table and then the book will be formed. But I have to be patient. Put it out there, constantly put it out there, not just to the universe, but social medias talk about it, let people know it's there. And to the right people, it will be picked up, right? And all of these other books I was invited to be a part of. I didn't know I could be the author, the writer, and there I am. All in the space of a year it happened. Didn't know I could be a podcaster until I said, yes, let's give it a try. Didn't even know what a podcast was. Everything I've done is like, okay, let's try it. And some of the moves have been, and others have been, wow, this is so much more than I expected. So, yeah, I have some tears. Tears for things that didn't come out. When I married my husband, I always thought it would be he and I growing old together, sharing the memories, doing things that couples do in their retirement, and just enjoying life. And it was not meant to be. It was a very tumultuous marriage. I have been now separated and divorced from him for 25 years, almost 25 years. And although we see each other, at family events, walked our daughter down the aisle together, that relationship was so long ago. And I have three wonderful children from it. And it was a journey of my own self-discovery. 5.5 years later, I went into another relationship, which was soul opening for me. It was my soul journey. I'd been seeking to get back into my soul, heart, and spirit. And this was somebody that saw my soul and saw my spirit. I saw the gift that he was and what he was doing, but I backed it foolishly, financially, to a point of bankruptcy, because I thought that he was more of the businessman, and instead he's more the innovator. And I got taken. So another lesson learned. But what came out of it was this journey, this 13-year journey of podcasting. And I don't think I would have found this had I not taken the other journeys. It's just the way life works. I wasn't looking for this, yet it presented itself to me at the right time. When I went into it, I, as I said, wasn't quite sure what I was doing, started interviewing people and realized how much I loved it. And then starting my own network, there was no really other templates out there. And again, still, navigating, not knowing what I was doing. And here I am 12 years later, still technically challenged, though I do all my own audio and video editing. I do create all the blogs. I still have some challenges when it comes to CEOs and SEOs and other technical stuff behind the scenes. And I have to work those things out. So I keep on doing it though. Although I'd love to have, really be great on those type of things, I just keep on doing it. And if there are problems, solve them as we go. And just deal with the now. Deal with the now. Hence this show. I didn't know what I was going to talk about this week. Instead, it ended up being me talking about what I had got from an interview. The others at the interview were talking about their own self-discovery, things coming from, things happening to them that then led them down the path to them doing what they're doing today, which is living in their truth and being of meaningful purpose. This is my meaningful purpose. But I never know what a person I interview is going to mirror back at me. And most certainly when I get empathic people, they pick up on the empathicness of myself, but they can pick up on that energy and yeah, it happens. So it happens. The tears need to fall, and I need to put out there more clarification on the kind of partner I want. At 71, what am I looking for? Not hot and bothered. Quite honestly, like the sexual drive down right down the list. It is more to do with great conversation, great company, being able to celebrate with each other, maybe even being there for the sad times, knowing that when we are together, we really enjoy each other's company. But we're secure in ourselves that we don't needy to be there every moment of the day. Accepting each other for who we are, embracing each other and celebrating each other for who we are. That is feasible, that is possible. People do it all the time. And that is what I'm going to ask the universe for. And the universe will deliver if and when it is right. And that's all I can do. And find a time to have a good cry. And sometimes it is tears that need to be cried. And sometimes it's just acknowledgement. I always say that, that when you care, and when you care, you do something about it. Well, now I know that these tears are inside of me, this sorrow is still inside of me. I can now look at different ways of spending it, of releasing it. And tears is certainly one of the things. And maybe the other is speaking about it. Maybe the other is blogging about it. Being honest with myself is a big one. Allowing myself to acknowledge this is the way I feel, and to know that it's okay. It's okay to feel that way, but it's also okay to do something about it. So I think the importance is always being willing to learn something new about yourself. We may have done the work, we may have put the time in, but ultimately when it comes down to it, are we allowing ourselves to always be learning, always be growing, not resting on our laurels, not thinking, oh, we've done it all and it's all okay now and we're in this new path and don't need to look back. Sometimes we need to look back to go, hey, Brian, look how far you've come. Look at who you used to be and who you are now. Bravo. And sometimes we need to look back and go, oh, I realize I've been dragging you along with me and I need to let you go. And it's being open to whatever it is that's stopping or blocking you and addressing it, doing something about it in whatever way you need to do. So I have some homework for me, don't I? Try and shed a little tear and find something to cry about. And as I said, things that are the most saddest and most disastrous, I don't. That's when I toughen up. So it's going to have to be commercial or animal rescues or something along that way that's silly, that's going to make me cry. And whether it's buckets of tears or many little short tears, it's letting the tears out. Painting the picture on the partner that I would like to have, if it's to be, but also always remembering to be grateful for where you are and what you're doing now. And I'm certainly grateful for where I am now. As I said, this week is the celebration of 12 years of my own network, 3,000 shows that I have done, almost 3,800 shows, 700-800 of previous hosts that I had. So they're here. Incredible listening, incredible wisdom. And yes, there's a lot more work to be done. There's a lot of links broken on my site that need to be fixed. There's always something. You never escape. There's always something. But one step at a time. I'm no longer the hare chasing the dream and trying to make it happen. I'm the tortoise, meeting the people along the way that are happening, that are enjoying the scenery, that are taking the time to absorb. And the one thing about getting older and slowing down is that you see things so much more differently. When I was young and a visionary, it was always seeing and going after it and absorbing everything as fast as I could. Now it's partaking slowly, absorbing one thing at a time, just devouring it in a different way and taking the time to ask the questions, to feel the feelings, to know where I'm at, to whom I am speaking, to where I'm going next, but not worrying about where I'm going next, not worrying about that I need to know where I am next. As far as my shows are concerned, as far as my life being planned out, there are some things that are just constant in movement. I got a new grandbaby in October. I have generally 4 shows a week, though I've had a few people cancel on me and at the last moment, which I have to say, folks, it's just no. Unless it's sickness or something really happened, it's just rude. But maybe they weren't meant to be on my show. You know, if there wasn't a really good excuse, then that's it. They're meant to not be here. And so we've got to learn to read things as they are in the now. And if we're rushing forward all the time, we don't always pay attention to the signs. And as you get older and you slow down, you pay attention to those signs along the way, even though there were some signs I missed. But I paid attention to what someone said and how they saw me. And instead of taking affront, thank you for what you're seeing, because I haven't seen it in myself. And that's what we need to do. What does somebody see? When somebody says, I've noticed this, or I've noticed that, don't look at it as an attack. It's an observation. And we have probably not observed it ourselves. And if somebody is seeing something, maybe it is a warning. Maybe it's like, I was unaware. Thank you for telling me. Now I'm aware I can care. And when I care, I can do something about it. You can't be unaware anymore because you're aware. And obviously, it's obviously got to be delivered in a way that is respectful. People just being nasty. No, you generally don't pay attention to those people. But when somebody, says, like somebody said to me the other day, Sarah, you look tired. And yes, I haven't been getting much sleep. So if I got for makeup, otherwise there's bangs under my eyes. And I go through non-sleep patterns. And so somewhere along the line, my body will decide to catch up. And then I will sleep again. But the observation was there, and I take that as, thank you for seeing that. Because yes, I am tired. And instead of me, behaving as if everything is, well, I've got so much energy, instead I'm tired. They picked up on that. And not to take affront when people say something to you, but just to accept it warmly and openly. Because that's, why they say it. Unless it's with malice, and we don't accept that. Full stop. Don't accept. So I would like you to, go into yourself, go into that place where you feel safe, where you feel calm, where you feel clear, and ask yourself, please reveal something I'm not paying attention to. Please reveal something I am missing. And whether it comes out to you in a thought or a feeling, or whether it comes out through someone else, right? You've asked for it. So accept it when it comes and deal with it when it comes. Hallmark movies don't make me cry. So I'm going to spend some time watching rescue animal shows and, YouTubes and things like that. Because when I see human compassion, people going out of the way to save an animal, to save a person, to do some kind act, that draws me to tears. They're good tears. They're tears that make me feel warm. They're tears that make me feel joyous. Because I see so much cruelty in this world, so much malice and disregard, that when I see somebody who has stepped out of their own comfort zone to help someone else, help something else, step up and be counted, it just warms my heart and soul, and that does make me cry, good tears. So yes, I've got sad tears to cry, but I've also got good tears to cry, and that's okay too. So I have my assignment, don't I? I don't know where I'm going to have time, but the tears will come when they're ready to come. I've got a very busy week and weekend ahead of me, but they will come. And when they come, they will be released. I let them flow. I won't hold them back. I won't stop them from being. And I will put out there Mr. Right for Sarah. And if he's to come, he will come. And if he doesn't, that's okay. I enjoy my life. I've got my pudding. I'm just looking for my custard. As you might say, ice cream. That topping, that's just going to make everything right. But if it's not for me, it's not for me. But I do feel there is somebody out there for me. And the one thing I have to be very careful of when I do meet someone is I do not draw comparison to my exes and immediately go on guard, that I'm open and ready to receive them in the light in which they come and not in the fear of being hurt again. And that is something I need to be aware of. So folks, until next time, if you need to cry, cry. If somebody says something or something's revealed to you, maybe it's in a book, a show, a passerby, something you've picked up somewhere, don't ignore it. Pay attention. It's a sign. What are you going to do with it? What is it trying to tell you? And when you have to let go of something, let go. And when you have to be aware, be aware. And remember, it's asking you to care. So until next time, folks, bye for now and take care of yourself. We hope that you enjoyed the show. There are so many more for you here on selfdiscoverywisdom.com. Just go to the podcast tag at the top there and you will see all the many genres and all 3,000 shows ready for your listening. We are here to serve you, to help you on your journey of life, and we know that through inspiration it begets invitation. We are supported by you, the listeners, and those that we interview. Anything that you can spare us in donation would be greatly accepted, and we do hope that you enjoy the next show.